Good afternoon and welcome to high school baseball on a Friday afternoon, a beautiful Friday afternoon in Seal, Alabama, as host Russell County is taking on visiting Brookstone, and the first batter of the game for the Cougars, that is Gray Jones, lines out to center field on a 1-0 pitch, and there is one away here in the top of the first. I'm Mike Peacock along with Richard Holdridge, bringing it to you live today. And that'll bring up the number 2 hitter in the lineup for Brookstone, Brennan Neal. And he looks at ball 1 off the outside corner.
Yeah, Brookstone comes in with a 10-3 record, one of the hottest teams in the GIAA.
And there's a strike called at the knees on Brennan Neal. Brennan Neal, a Auburn commit in his junior season. Pitcher, shortstop, and that one's fouled over by the Brookstone dugout. Beautiful facility here at Russell County, as you can see on your screen. Nice turf field with the striped infield. They do have a grass outfield, which is unusual sometimes for these turf facilities.
Notice that.
And the pitch, down and in, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Lowry is on deck for the Cougars. And the pitch fouled straight back into the screen. And it remains 2-2. Neal stands back in. And the pitch. Curveball, strike 3 called, and it was a beauty.
Yes.
That just froze Neal right in his tracks, and he couldn't pull the trigger on that beauty of a breaking pitch. And it is 2 away now. And the pitcher is lefty. His last name is Brewer. I'm going to get you first names as we go along here. And at the plate is Luke Lowry, the right fielder for Brookstone.
Yeah, it's Cam Brewer.
Cam Brewer, the lefty. Next pitch coming. Swing and a miss, strike 1. I believe that is strike 1.
Yeah, we don't have the scoreboard operating, so
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Luke Lowry. Brewer delivers. That's hit foul down the right side, out of play, over into the bullpen down the right field line. It'll remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's ball 2 to Lowry. Jake Lowry is on deck.
So we had senior night yesterday for Russell County.
Mm-hmm. And there's a ground ball out to shortstop. Fielded. Throwing across. And he's going to be safe as that throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. And Luke Lowry, pretty fleet-footed, was going to make that a close play regardless.
That's why I think he's going to get a hit.
But I think it's a base hit.
Yeah,
and they're going to ask the plate umpire. They're asking, Coach Danielson from Russell County is asking if the plate umpire saw a tag. And he did not. There was daylight. And no tag on the play, so I'm going to give him a single. I don't know what everybody else. I don't know what everybody else is going to give him, but I believe that was a base hit because the shortstop had to really hustle the throw, and he was at the bag when it came across anyway. So we'll see. And that brings up Jake Lowry. He's pitching today, and there is a ball that gets by the catcher. So Luke Lowry will go down to second base on the wild pitch.
Mike, it really looked like Russell County was about to have a 1-2-3 inning.
It really did. Brewer delivers, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Great pitch by Brewer.
The pitch driven out towards center field. That's going to hang up in the air, though, and the center fielder is going to track it down for the 3rd out. So, in the top of the 1st inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base for Brookstone. The Warriors of Russell County coming to the plate as we go to the bottom of the 1st here in the Carroll Purdue State Farm 1st inning on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. Back here at Russell County. Top of the 1st inning, Van Richards, the left fielder for the Warriors, will lead it off. And they are facing right-hander Jake Lowry. First pitch on the outside corner at the knees. Good spot for Lowry. And it is strike 1. The pitch up and in, just missed him, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch inside corner at the knees this time, strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Warriors leadoff hitter. And Richard, it is opening day number 2 for Major League Baseball.
Yes, it is. Braves play later tonight.
If we get technical about it, it's opening day
number 3 because the Giants.
It was a single game on Wednesday night.
Giants play the Yankees on Netflix on Wednesday night.
Watched a fair amount of the early part of that game. That ball was fouled away. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, a little up and out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch just missed outside. Nice framing job by Gray Jones, the catcher. But it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, we got Coach Danielson over at third. The first base coach is Michael Long Jr.
And there is ball 4.
Yep, he's going to walk.
Richard, I believe Van Richard thought that was going to be called strike 3 because he started walking towards the dugout.
I seriously thought, let me tell you something. Van Richards, he's only a freshman. He's leading in every offensive category for Russell County.
So he leads off with a walk after being down 1 ball, 2 strikes. He works a walk, and the leadoff hitter is aboard, and that brings up E.J. Richards, the right fielder. The pitch, foul back.
Yeah, you mentioned Russell County had senior night yesterday. They beat Park Crossing. They are 2-0 in the region. Got a big region series next week against Pike Road.
That will be big.
And we will be live streaming that.
Back in time.
Yeah, they only play 2 games in the region. They play at home and they play on the road. Unlike like in Georgia, they'll play 2 games. Some will play 3 games. Just depends.
Another foul ball. And I believe it is 0-2. Lowry into the stretch. The pitch. Up and away, ball 1. The stretch, the 1-2 pitch, popped up foul back over our head. Here in the press box. Nice and cool in here today, Rick.
It is nice and cool. Yeah, it's
Tinted glass, so the glare's not too bad. They're in good shape.
I'm okay with this.
Good accommodations here at Russell
Yeah,
County.
I'm okay with this setup, Mike.
And that one plunks him. Lowry was ahead in the count, just like the leadoff hitter, but this time instead of throwing 4 balls, he catches E.J. Richards on the hip, and the first 2 runners are aboard for Russell County, and they threaten here in the bottom of the first inning. And Connor Cox is coming to the plate for the Warriors. Cox is the shortstop.
In case you're wondering, Russell County ranked 29th of all the 6A schools. You know, I think they're definitely better than 29th. That's just the rankings according to Max Preps.
And they've got the runner hung up between second and third, and they're going to get him out. They're
Yeah.
going to go 2-6-5 on that put out. That's a pickoff, and that'll be the first out, and the runner still remains at first base. He did not advance in that situation. And so with 1 out, there is a runner at first for Cox, and that pitch is high.
Russell County coming in with a 10-8 record, 11-8 record on the season, rather.
The pitch. Fly ball. It's going to stay right there around the line, just in foul territory. It's going to be fielded by the Brookstone first baseman, Luke Veal. And that'll be the second out. So what started out very promising for Russell County with 2 runners on and nobody out, now we've had a runner picked off and we've had an infield foul pop-up, and that'll bring up Carson Carswell with 2 outs to try to do some damage here in the first for the Warriors. The pitch, fly ball, that's hooking, and it will get, and it's caught.
Oh, man.
What a play over
What a
there.
catch.
I believe that was Luke Veal, who right in front of one of the cameras over there, Richard.
Couldn't make heads or tails of it because it was over in that shadow area by the dugout as this baseball field is a little extended out there.
Put a star by that one as a really nice defensive play by Luke Veal, and that'll be it for the Russell County Warriors in the the bottom of the first inning. The Carroll Purdue State Farm first inning here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's 0-0. We go to the top of the second when we return on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Russell County, and Harrison Baker will lead it off for the Cougars of Brookstone. And he fouls that one into the screen.
Mike,
Harrison, a good football player, probably one of the most vicious hitters
yes,
covered all season for any team around here.
A middle linebacker, just in on just about every tackle.
Takes that one way up and away. He's a pretty good baseball player as well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Nick Hatchell, the third baseman, stands on deck for Brookstone. Greg Mathis, the head coach, down at third base, swing and a miss, and Harrison is out on strikes for the first out. And that'll bring up Hatchell. Hatchell started his middle school days anyway at Calvary Christian.
Okay.
And transferred to, I believe, maybe going to Columbus High for 1 year before going to Brookstone. Delivery from Brewer, outside off the plate.
You can see Brad Beasley over there taking pictures. His broadcasting class doing a fantastic job with the camera work.
Well, they do a whale of a job for every program down here. The pitch,
yes, they do.
Hatchell, on the outside corner for a called strike.
You can see they've got the shots lined up on the
balls and one strike.
Lined up on the third base line and the first base line. We're getting some fantastic shots.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Nick Hatchell.
I tell you, this Russell County pitcher, he's a left-hander, and he wears number 54. When I think of that, I think of Max Fried.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a
maybe
delivery.
Why he wears 54.
And maybe he's got – remember when we were kids, we used to mimic the batting and the pitching styles.
Oh, absolutely.
I used to mimic Hideo Nomo when I was in high school.
Well, I'm older than you, Richard. So
I know.
We used to mimic Joe Morgan with his elbow pop.
How about Dan Quisenberry? You
all of those
you ever
guys.
mimic Dan Quisenberry?
Oh, yeah. We did
with
Dan Quisenberry and Kent Tekulve for the Pirates, the beanpole for the Pirates, the side armor. I mean, and we had all kinds of folks that we tried to mimic at the plate. The pitch to Hatchell, swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 here in the second inning for Brewer.
Yeah, Brewer's dealing so far.
He is shoving right now.
He really is.
For the Warriors. And that'll bring up Luke Veal, the first baseman. Caught a couple of pop-ups in the bottom of the first inning, including a very nice play running toward the dugout into the shadows over there. And he takes strike 1. Good ball movement right there on that fastball from Brewer. The 0-1 pitch, bouncing ball over to third base. Throws across and got it. So, nothing doing in the top of the second inning for Brookstone. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the second here in Russell County. Warriors coming to the plate. It's 0-0 on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back here at Russell County, and leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Warriors is that left-handed pitcher wearing number 54, Cam Brewer.
Yeah, Brookstone 10-3 record, taking on Russell County 10-8. Brookstone had a great week, beating Shaw and Columbus. And get this, they're on a 6-game win streak.
Yeah, they have played well. I know they beat Columbus in, 10 innings?
Yeah.
The other night?
So
Here's a fly ball down the left field line, and that is foul.
yeah, very
Just
close.
foul. Harrison Baker was giving chase, and he couldn't get there, and it was about, and Coach Danielson just
Coach Danielson's giving them just
about 8 inches.
just tee it up just a little bit more, and you'll get it through.
So just missing extra bases was Brewer.
Fun fact about Coach Danielson, I didn't realize this until I did the Russell County Coaches Show. He was on Coach Steve Smith's staff in 2021 for the Columbus Chattahoots. In their inaugural season, they got to the Southern Championship.
The pitch from Jake Lowry was ball high. And it's 1-1 to Brewer. Working quickly. That one's way outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Brewer.
So, and Brookstone's 3-0 in region play. They swept Pacelli. They don't play another region game until 2 weeks from now because they're actually going spring break next week.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes, I believe.
Yeah, they will be. They will be on their spring break tournament, and some of these teams I don't even recognize. They're probably out of state.
Fly ball, that's going to get out of play down the left side beyond the Russell County dugout.
Yeah, they play a team from Florida called Franklin County, and they play a team from Bluntstown, Florida. So, yeah, they're in a tournament during spring break down in Florida. Nice.
Jake Lowry gets the sign. Payoff pitch. Bouncing ball. It's going to be fielded by Lowry, and he's going to toss underhand to first for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. That brings up Grant Johnson. Wears number 99.
That's
the left-handed hitter, the third baseman for the Warriors.
That is a very interesting number.
Yeah, every now and then you have a baseball player that'll
kind of change it up.
Those interesting numbers. Of course, the most famous number 99 was Wayne Gretzky.
Yes, there you go.
NHL. Ball low and in for ball 1. The great one, as they called him. He and Alex Ovechkin are in rare air in the NHL as far as goals scored. 2 balls, no strikes to Grant Johnson. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2 balls and a strike. As you said, Richard, both these teams coming in with 10 wins. And Brookstone kind of on a roll.
Yeah, the last time they lost was to Lakeside in the Border Wars Championship at Synovus Park.
3-1 now to Johnson. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Another 3-2 count for Jake Lowry. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. 2 away, and that brings up Victor Hernandez, the designated hitter for the Warriors, and they are a left-handed heavy lineup.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Facing the right-hander.
Wouldn't you think the strategy would, if you have a left-handed pitcher, just to throw a bunch of lefties at a bunch of...
If you got them, play them, because the numbers say that they're going to have success.
Well,
and that one gets fouled. A high chopper down the first baseline. Jake Lowry couldn't get there quite in time.
Mike, unfortunately for Brookstone, Chai-Nu Kim now plays at Berry College.
Yes.
He was a just lethal left-handed pitcher with great stuff.
Hernandez wears number 42. And that is, of course,
Jackie Robinson.
The immortal number of Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
That pitch was up in the zone. 1-1. Hernandez stands back in, looks at ball 2. Down and away. As we said, Hernandez the DH. He's DHing for the catcher today, Carter Cannon. And there's a ground ball. Kind of fisted out towards short. Neil Fields flips across, and that'll do it for Russell County in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. We go to the top of the third inning here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's 0-0.
Going on right now at Glenn Smith and Opelika.
Enjoy huge savings on our complete lineup of GMC Sierras and GMC Terrains. Full-size and powerful GMC Sierra at $13,500 off.
Buy today and make no payments for 120 days.
Drive away in the stylish GMC Terrain as low as $395 a month. People from all over the USA buy from Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Check us out 24/7 at glennsmith.com.
Get ready to smile.
And welcome back here to Russell County High School. Top of the third inning, still scoreless. As leading things off will be Luke Vale, Jake Griffin. And Griffin pops one right into left field. That is going to be a base hit. So one pitch. Brookstone's got a runner aboard. Here in the third. And that will bring to the plate the number 9 hitter, Meacham Kelly. So Cameron Brewer, he had 2 scoreless innings in the second, taking on the right-handed hitter, Meacham Kelly, who was a fantastic wide receiver for Brookstone. And that is high and outside, ball 1. Back to the top of the order for Brookstone in a rare contest between two border teams in Georgia and Alabama, non-region contest. It's high and away for ball 2. And You get matchups like this. Brookstone likes playing the local teams from the Chattahoochee Valley. It really cuts back on travel, but this is a unique matchup because they've actually added this. And runner goes. It gets behind the catcher. And that's going to be a free base over there at second with no outs. And it is a 3-0 count to Meacham Kelly. Cannon checks the runner at second. Fires a 3-0. And that is outside ball 4, a 4-pitch walk issued to Meacham Kelly. And that brings to the plate Gray Jones. Flied out to center his last time up. Cannon from the stretch. Jones shows bunt. He pulls back, and that is going to be ball 1. Yeah, Mike, here in the top of the third inning, Brookstone got runners at first and second, no outs. Had a walk and a single and a walk by the 8 and 9 hitters.
Yeah, so really only the second and third base runners of the game. They did have a base runner back in the first inning on the infield single. So another base hit here, and they got something cooking with no outs. And there's a strike called.
Yeah.
Gray Jones.
After throwing 6 straight balls, Cannon finally throws a strike.
2 balls and a strike. Brewer, the pitch. Driven out to center field, fairly deep. Center fielder still going back. He's going to make the play. Tagging at second base is Griffin, and he's going to get into third base safely. Staying at first base is Meacham Kelly.
That's a smart play, not to try to go after the runner at third, just to hold that runner at first.
So first and third now for Brookstone, and Brennan Neal coming to the plate. Neal having a solid junior year.
Yeah.
On the mound, in the field, and at the plate.
No question about it. One of the top hitters in our area.
Unique thing tonight, Richard, you mentioned the Braves a little bit ago as their opener is tonight. They will be on Channel 9 locally.
Hey, here we go. Finally, we get to see Braves baseball free on terrestrial TV.
First there's a throw over to third. Meacham Kelly, great speed at first base.
We get this, Mike. Brandon Neal, .469 batting average, on-base percentage .660. That's insane numbers.
Pitch, breaking pitch, breaks inside, and Neal did not bite on it. It looked good coming in, but he saw the spin, I guess, and knew it was a curveball. Broke off the plate inside.
Also, 2 triples, 20 runs scored. Wow.
And that one's fouled back into the screen.
And you know what that tells you, Mike? He's not trying to hit for power. He wants to manufacture runs, get on base, and he's got speed, so that's why he's got the 2 triples.
I saw at least one of those triples in a game we did earlier this season. The pitch, way high, back to the screen. It's going to pop right back to the catcher, though. And Griffin is not going to be able to score, but Meacham Kelly was off on that pitch, so he's going to get credited with a stolen base because he had no idea that it went to the screen.
Yeah.
And so he's credited with a stolen base. And now second and third for Neal. And the pitch behind Neal. The breaking pitch got behind him, and a nice play by the catcher, Carter Cannon, as he was able to scoop that one and not let it get to the backstop.
And, of course, his dad, A.T. Neal, right behind home plate. He's got his camera out there. Goal Chaser Media, I think they're a part of that. Oh, how about that?
Infield was pulled in, and that's going to score 2. And Brennan Neal has delivered for Brookstone here against, with the infield back, Richard, that's probably a ground out. It will score a run, but he scores both of them because the pulled in infield, that ball got through for a single and a pair of RBIs, and Brookstone takes the early lead here, 2-0.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of RBIs on the season, but anytime he gets in a situation with runners in scoring position, he's trying to manufacture runs. And
not close.
Also, Mike, a threat to steal as well. He's got 9 stolen bases, which would be like 8th or 9th on Hardaway.
They are some running guys over at Hardaway. I started to say running fools, but I better not call them.
By the way, Hardaway does play Jordan tonight. So
one thing you're going to see when you see Hardaway play is you're going to see a lot of base steal attempts and a lot of successful stolen bases. Throws over again.
Man, you see that camera angle. You can see Brendan Neal taking that lead.
Sometimes lefties are hard to read as far as their delivery, but if you ever catch their cadence and can get a break, you can steal. And pitch up and away. Luke Lowry at the plate. He got the infield single back in the first inning and went to second on a wild pitch, but they could do nothing with it after that. The pitch, down in the dirt, 3 balls and a strike. Or is there a strike? Is it 3-0? It is 3-0. I tried to give him credit for
Yeah, it is 3-0.
Trying to be nice.
Larry's got to take here.
There's your strike.
Yeah.
I was just being prophetic. How about that?
Oh, yeah, of course. How about left field? We've got a bunch of trucks parked. I'm wondering if there are people actually sitting in those trucks just watching the game. That is awesome.
There's a bouncing ball to the hole.
What a play!
There's not going to be a play. So another infield single. That was a really nice play.
Look, Connor Cox. Yeah,
getting that one off. He probably kept Brennan Neal from going to third by cutting it off, but that puts runners at first and second now with only 1 out for Jake Lowry. So 2 infield singles on the day for Luke Lowry, almost to the same spot. First pitch. Breaking pitch.
Oh, what a pitch.
Brewer has got a pretty nasty hook coming in there.
He's got some good stuff.
Leaves that one outside. Didn't quite get the grip on that one. Left it out off the plate. Yeah, he caught Brennan Neal looking on a absolute beauty of a curveball in the first inning. 1-1 now to Jake Lowry, the opposing pitcher. Pitcher versus pitcher here. Another breaking pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Cannon. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Mike, it's an absolute gorgeous day for baseball.
It is. Chamber of Commerce Day. I don't know if Seal has a Chamber of Commerce, but if they do, they ordered up a good day for baseball. Three and 1 now to Jake Lowry. It's 2-0, 2 across already here in the inning for Brookstone. The pitch, outside ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, it's been a tough inning for Cameron so far. He had 2 scoreless. I think these Brookstone hitters, once you bat around that first time in the lineup, they figured out the type of pitcher Cannon is, and they've, been anticipating him.
First base, I believe.
Yeah, let's see.
20.
Yeah, as we try to pull him up.
Brookstone, that is Fisher Ogle.
Of course, Brookstone, the back-to-back GIAA champions. They beat First Presbyterian Day both times. Last season, it was actually last season, they beat FPD at Synovus Park.
Good mound visit to kind of settle Brewer back down. He's lost a little bit of command here. That's been his biggest issue. He hasn't really given up anything really hard hit.
No, not at all.
But he's just kind of lost command of some of those pitches that he had the first couple of innings. Brookstone's made him pay a little bit here, getting runners aboard and getting a timely hit through a hole. And it'll bring up Harrison Baker with the bases loaded and one out. First pitch on the corner, strike one. That looked like one of the pitches from the early innings, Richard.
Yeah, no question about it.
The 0-1. Driven up the middle, off the glove of the shortstop, picked up by the second baseman. They're not going to be able to turn the double play, but a really nice job. It came off the glove of the shortstop. A lot of spin on that ball, and it ends up being a 6-4, a weird 6-4.
Yeah, because the second baseman bobbled it, tagged the bag. I mean, he was lucky to get an out there.
So Neal scores to make it 3-0 there, and over to third is Luke Lowry. And at first base is Harrison Baker. And at the plate is Nick Hatchell. Hatchell was a strikeout victim. Fouls this one off. Three 0 Brookstone, 2 outs, top of the third inning. Hatchell trying to keep this inning alive for the Cougars and drive that run home that's 90 feet away at third base. The delivery. Runner goes, fouled off again by Hatchell at the plate. And Harrison Baker will have to catch his breath and maybe do it again.
We'll try it again.
And early, and they're going to throw down to second. They're going to come back to the plate, and he's going to be in there safe. The double steal works as Harrison Baker is safe down at second base, and the throw from the shortstop was a good one. It was just a tad late. So a pair of stolen bases there for the Cougars. And that ball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hatchell trying to, again, maybe get another run home if he can get one into a gap here. The 1-2 pitch. And that hit him. Caught him on the forearm, I believe. It was a breaking pitch, so it wasn't too painful.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but first base open. Got to focus on this out here.
And that'll bring up Luke Veal. He grounded to third back in the second inning. And he is the 9th Cougar to come to the plate in this inning. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Four 0 now, Brookstone ahead. Still batting here in the third. That was down and in for ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Baker at second, Hatchell at first. The pitch inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. Fly ball. Is it going to stay in play? It is, and the catcher going to make a nice play.
What a catch.
Carter Cannon He was falling away and made a nice stab at that one. The pitcher came over. The first baseman was coming over. The ball was spinning back toward the infield. And Cannon on the run made a really nice play there to end the inning. But Brookstone sends 9 to the plate in the top of the third inning. They score 4 times and leave 2 men on base. And after 3.5 innings, it's Brookstone 4, Russell County nothing. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back here at Russell County, bottom of the third inning, and leading off is Hunter Phillips, the second baseman for the Warriors. He looks at ball 1. Jake Lowry still on the mound for Brookstone. Swing and a miss. One ball, one strike. The right-hander into the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball out towards shortstop. Neal feels it deep. Got to make a strong throw and does. And that is the first out on the ground out to shortstop Brennan Neal. And that brings up the number 9 hitter in the order, Harley Schaffner, the center fielder for the Warriors. And I believe that was a bunt attempt. I kind of looked away for a second.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
And Richard, I've learned something the last couple of days. Your left thumb is very important to you.
Especially if you play video games all the time.
Yeah, it's, well, really, it's important in a lot of ways. I've discovered over the last couple of days. Wednesday night, I decided to gash my thumb pretty badly. And I spent 7 hours in the emergency room.
Mike, I am sorry you had to go through that. And I'm also sorry that we're not going to be able to play Call of Duty this weekend.
Yeah, it would be.
I was looking forward to us.
Be really difficult without that thumb. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schaffner. And here's a bouncing ball, and he may beat this one out. Barehanded, though, by Nick Hatchell, and what a nice play.
What a play. How about that one?
Nick Hatchell came in. That ball was rolling slow, and he had to barehand it to have a chance to throw him out. And he was able to grab it and make a good, accurate throw. And that's 2 away.
I tell you, Jake Lowry's in the zone now.
Van Richards at the plate. He walked to lead off the game and ended up getting picked off by the catcher. It was a 2-6-5 pickoff. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. nice crowd on hand, and
A very nice crowd.
it's a great afternoon to watch some baseball. That ball way up and in. Two balls and a strike. You know, sometimes in March, Richard, you don't get these games, these days like this, but this has been, we've had a nice little run of warm weather. Now
Mike,
we stayed inside.
We go from you bringing your space heater at Smith Station to us in shorts out there, and then we're in the press box, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It'd be a little warm out there today.
Look, they can either choose the AC or the heat. Here, so
Three balls, two strikes now.
we got the AC going on, so that just tells you what the temperature's like.
Fouled straight back. Van Richard was on that pitch. Fouled it straight back into the screen, and he remains alive. 3-2, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, AT's got to go adjust his camera because it went back and.
That ball's up, and that's ball 4. So a second straight walk and 2 plate appearances for Van Richards, and he's at first base with 2 outs for E.J. Richards. Are those two guys related? Brothers? They are brothers.
Van Richards
Van
and
E.J. are
E.J.
brothers.
Richards.
They hit 1-2 in the lineup.
I love it.
So, freshman and sophomore. So good future coming here.
Yeah, the future does look bright for Russell County. And I really I appreciate the job that Coach Danny Danielson has done, taking over. And obviously, his second season, I mean, I've been a part of this program. I was helping out with the PA announcement in 2022 and, going through many different coaches. Obviously, Coach Dimitri, he went to take the job at Harris County. But, otherwise he would have stayed here. Dimitri did a fantastic job just building this program up. And Coach Danielson was just carrying over the realms after he left. And we all know the tragedy that happened with Coach Dimitri. And I know that the baseball world here in this area completely stunned still after all that. And it's been well over a month. And we truly miss him dearly. I know that's an understatement, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. 2 balls and a strike now to E.J. Richards. Yeah, 3 programs he had a profound effect on.
Exactly.
Jordan, Russell County, and Harris County. And just a super good guy.
Yeah. I've got to know him when I was interviewing him for my podcast for Baseball Media Day. Such a standout guy, and he's truly going to be missed.
The 2-2 pitch hit up the middle. That's going to be fielded.
That's a
by
catch.
Mitchell Kelly. That ball looked and sounded a little bit harder than it was off the bat. And it was kind of a spinning line drive, and Mitchell Kelly fielded it on the fly for the 3rd out. So we're through 3 innings of play here at Russell County. It's 4-0 Brookstone. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Back here at Russell County, Jake Griffin will lead off for the Cougars of Brookstone. Left-handed hitter. Got one of those new bats. I'm not sure what brand that is.
Yeah, he steps off the mound there.
Yeah. Combat. Combat's gotten popular again. And he takes strike one at the knees. Yeah, Combat was hugely popular, especially in Little League ball and travel ball a few years ago. They kind of went silent for a little while, but they have come back with a storm in both high school and college baseball.
Well, Mike, I was an Easton guy myself.
Well, Richard, when I was playing, the old green Easton was the standard.
Yeah, we couldn't have Louisville Sluggers in Little League.
And I know we got a Black Magic when they first came out, and those were something else as well.
I did have a Louisville Slugger wooden bat that I just could not use in Little League, but got it just for batting practice.
The 1-1 pitch driven out towards center field, and that's put away out there for out one.
I tell you, Russell County, if you take away that third inning, I mean they've been on point.
Mitchum Kelly comes up. He walked and stole a base and scored back in the third inning. And I'll tell you how old I am, Richard. One of the best bats I used in high school was a Worth Thumper 4. And I haven't seen a Worth bat except in slow pitch softball in a long time.
But did they have pine tar back then?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. So that's not a new thing.
Oh, no, sir. No, pine tar was prevalent. Swing and a miss. Ball and a strike to Mitchum Kelly. I saw a social media post over the weekend by Mitchum's mom. He was up at Furman for a visit last weekend for football.
Oh, yeah.
He is quite a good receiver in football. And he's got some offers from several schools, and I believe Furman was one of them. They had him in for an official visit. The Paladins. Beautiful campus up there, Richard.
Yeah, Meacham Kelly had that touchdown reception in the championship game against Stratford. Had a great career.
1-2 pitch to him off the plate outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was close.
Is he a senior or a
0-2
junior?
pitch. I think Mitchum is a junior, but I'm not 100%
I think
sure.
so too. I'm going to have to look that up. His mom would know.
Oh,
his mom would actually comment on it.
Oh,
she does an outstanding job sharing his stuff and a big supporter of what we do on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
She is also well known by all the cheerleaders in
She's the cheerleading coach,
area.
yeah. Cheerleading coach for
sells,
Brookstone.
And she is the varsity rep. She sells lots of cheerleading uniforms. That ball off the plate outside, and once again, another good eye by Mitchum Kelly. And him hitting in that 9 spot is like having 2 leadoff hitters because he can set up the top of the order.
Yes.
And Gray Jones comes to the plate with a runner aboard here. Let's see if they play a little small ball with the speed of Mitchum Kelly. They may play some hit and run, they may play bunt and run, or they may just try to bunt the runner over to second. That ball's off the plate, or actually on the outside corner. 4 strike 1 to Gray Jones. He did not show bunt on that pitch. See what Greg Mathis has up his sleeve here. He's off. That ball's driven out to right field, though. Right fielder spins, gets under it, makes the play. And that'll be 2 away. And Mitchum Kelly retreats to first. And that'll bring up Brennan Neal.
By the way, Mitchum Kelly is a junior.
He is a junior. I tell you, what he could do with the football when he caught it, Richard, is what makes him special.
Yeah.
Number one, he could get open. He's got great hands. But what he could do after he caught the football was what has people after him. He was just elusive and really good speed and fun to watch.
And guess what? His quarterback, Broughton Branch, is coming back too. So
yep.
That quarterback-receiver relationship is special.
That ball inside as Kelly was off with that pitch, and he'll have his second stolen base of the game. And Brennan Neal ahead in the count here.
Well,
he had a single with 2 RBIs last inning. pitch way outside. Lost the grip on that curveball as he was coming over.
And one of the reasons why Brendan Neal's batting average is so high, he is just a pure hitter. I've considered him a 5-tool player, even though his power numbers are a little bit down this year, because he's trying to get the ball in play.
Well, he's hitting in the 2-hole, so he's not going to get a chance to drive in a ton of runs because, maybe in the course of a game he may come up with multiple runners on like he did last inning. But he is a table setter and tries to get himself on base. And like you said, he has scored 20 runs this season already, and there's a walk. And his on-base percentage.
660. I mean, it's
660
climbing.
Coming into this game, and he's on base for the second time in 3 plate appearances in this game. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry.
Yeah.
Lowry had a single and scored back in the 3rd inning. Brookstone got a little something cooking here again, but with 2 outs this time in the 4th. Mitchum Kelly down at second. Brewer spins, throws back there. Kelly's back. Feet first. The pitch. And that one gets by the catcher. He missed his spot. That was a curveball, and the catcher was set up over the outside corner, and that one broke all the way to the inside part of the plate. And Mitchum Kelly's going to score.
Here we go.
And that's going to be
got it.
The ball.
Got to pay attention
I'll tell
there.
you what happened, Richard. The catcher threw the ball back to the pitcher, and it was right into the sun, and it almost caught him in the forehead. He had no idea where that ball went, and it got over him as he tried to get out of the way, tried to catch it. It missed his glove, missed his head, and was just kind of in no man's land there in the infield, and that allowed Mitchum Kelly to score.
Yeah, smart base running by Mitchum Kelly.
That's going to have to go as an E2, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Although it really wasn't a bad throw. It was just right in the sun. That went off the plate outside. So just some tough luck there as that run scored. You're right. It was good base running by Mitchum Kelly because with his speed and he's seeing where the ball was, he knew he could get home from third and did and made it 5-0. The pitch down low. 3 balls and a strike now to Luke Lowry. Brendan Neal down at second base. 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The pitch fouled off at the plate, and it's a full count. The 3-2 pitch off the plate outside, ball 4. And that'll put runners at first and second again. Second walk of the inning. And let's see, that is the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th walk of the game for Brewer. And he has hit a batter, I believe. Yep, he does have 1 hit by pitch. Strike 1 on at the knees on the inside corner. Excellent pitch right there to Jake Lowry.
Yeah, it was. By the way, Northside leading Stars Mill 2-0, bottom of the 2nd.
Breaking pitch stays inside. Blocked nicely by the catcher. So 2-0 over Stars Mill.
Yeah, Mike Frost on the call. I tell you what, Northside cannot get swept by Stars Mill. That would Stars Mill would just pull away with this region. One of the top teams in the state.
Strike called.
No, this is a must-win game for Northside because they're already down 2-0 in that series.
Ball and 2 strikes now.
Harris County playing at Central Carrollton. That's actually
the 1-2
out
pitch.
of the area.
Fly ball. It is drifting and stays in play, but it gets the net.
Oh, he did not make the catch.
It just got the net coming down. I don't think it would have been a live ball anyway. Tell you, even Richard last night watching the Texas Rangers game, the catcher overran one behind the plate. That ball spins hard coming back toward the infield, usually on those pop-ups around the plate, and he overran it. Swing and a miss, and he's out. And he's going to say that didn't hit the dirt. He's going to say the catcher caught it clean. So Jake Lowry strikes out to end the inning. So 1 run across for Brookstone in that inning. And there were no hits in the inning and 1 error. So we go to the bottom of inning number 4. It is Brookstone 5, Russell County nothing. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Visions 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Back here at Russell County, Warriors trail at 5-0. They come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Connor Cox, the shortstop, will lead it off for Coach Danny Danielson. Jake Lowry's first pitch up and in for ball 1. The 1-0. Stays low, 2 balls and no strikes. And that's 3-0 now. 3 in a row from Jake Griffin. Camden Mathis, pitching coach for Brookstone, is going to come out and have a word.
Going to have a little chat. As you can see down the, you see down that third base line. You know, we got bleachers here at the ballpark, but people still like bringing their folding chairs and lining them all the way down the line. Past the dugout. They got some good seats here.
They've got a solid net down beyond the dugout on both sides, and plenty of easy viewing.
Plenty of space to put your folding chairs out there.
And there's strike 1, 3-1 now to Connor Cox. The pitch hit hard out to shortstop. Neal's going to field, and a strong throw got him by a step. Cox hustled down there, made that a nice close play. And there's one away, and Carson Carswell, one of the Russell County seniors, will stand in. Carswell fouled out to first baseman Luke Veal back in the first inning on a nice play over in the shadows of the first base dugout. And he rips that one foul for strike 1. On deck is pitcher Cameron Brewer. That pitch up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's on the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carswell asked the umpire. I don't know if he thought maybe he got called on a check swing there, but I think it was just a called strike. Fouled that one straight back. Yeah, Richard, my emergency room experience on Wednesday night, got there at 9:30 p.m. with my sliced open thumb. And we were thinking, it's a Wednesday night, kind of a random Wednesday night. Maybe we can be out of there by midnight. No, sir. That was not the case at all. This one driven down the right field line.
What a catch.
But it's tracked down by right fielder Luke Lowry out there. Down the line, and that's 2 away and brings up Cameron Brewer. Yeah, we got there at 9:30. And I was only one in the waiting room that was bleeding.
Oh, man.
But we walked out of there at 4:40 a.m. Thursday morning. And so I went home and got in bed when I'm usually getting up to go to work. Swing and a miss by Brewer. And I, came out of there with 6 or 7 stitches and a steri strip and a big splint. On
Which
my thumb.
one, 6 or 7?
I can't remember. I was so delirious by the time they got it done from lack of sleep that I didn't really count very well. I think it's 6.
But I also think that we're so used to saying 6 or 7 that it's just it's just a force of habit now. Yeah, I know, the 6, 7.
That one fouled back. But the cut was so close to my nail that had it not been so close, I probably would have had 3 or 4 more stitches, but they had to use a stair strip to close that up. So
yeah,
my job is just to keep it protected now. That one was inside for ball 1, or excuse me, ball 2. It's 2-2.
Well, as a broadcaster, you don't really have to do much with your hands.
That's correct. I can just give everybody a big thumbs up.
Like Ricky Bobby.
That's been my joke today.
Whoa!
With this thing, and that one's ripped.
That one
turned on and pulled over there next to the school.
Yeah.
But yeah, my joke with my big splint on my thumb today has been I can give you a big thumbs up. So I've got a big thumb now, and I will kind of worn that one out. It's not really funny anymore today. That one's outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes now, as Cam Brewer has worked the count full after being down 0-2. The 3-2, driven toward right field and coming in. That one didn't have as much juice on it as I thought I did. And Luke Lowry makes the catch out there, gets his second put out. And so nothing doing for Russell County in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 5th inning of play here at Russell County. It's 5-0 Brookstone. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Back here at Russell County, top of the 5th inning, and we got a new pitcher for the Warriors, right-hander Zane Wynn. He's going to take the hill for Danny Danielson, see if he can keep this Brookstone offense at bay. Swing and a miss to Harrison Baker on the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Harrison Baker, so far in the game, is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base back in the 3rd inning. Fouls that one off at the plate, and it's 0-2. Baker's had some offers to play college football too, Richard, and he's decided he's just going to, I believe, go to Auburn and get in medical school.
Okay. Just a fantastic athlete altogether.
He really is, and a great family. And went to church with them a few years ago at St. Luke in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
And, same Sunday school class with his parents.
Speaking of which, April 16th, the St. Luke's Ministry Center is the 11th Annual Female Awards Luncheon presented by Sports Visions.
By the way, Baker went down swinging for the first out, and Nick Hatchell at the plate. He fouls the first pitch off. So Zane Wynn doing his job out there for Danny Danielson. He's coming in. He's filling up the strike zone. And so far, after one hitter and one pitch, Brookstone having trouble figuring him out. Now there's a high fly ball, shallow center field. Center fielder comes in, gets under it, makes the play. And efficient so far.
So far, so good.
Here for Wynn. And that'll bring up a pinch hitter for the Cougars. That is Dylan Johnson will pinch hit for Luke Veal. Veal can re-enter. Johnson, a right-handed hitter, he takes a swing and a miss on the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Tell you what, when you stick a pitcher in the game, this is what you want to see. He is working quick. He has thrown a lot of strikes. And that was very close to strike 3. That ball dipped down in the zone there, probably a little sinker. Might have been something a little off speed. Don't know if he throws a splitter, but it took a good dip at the plate. And that's 1-2. The pitch hit hard, and that's going to be a fair ball inside the bag at third. And he's going to round it, head towards second, and he will get in there with the double. So a pinch hit double for Dylan Johnson.
We do have activity over in the bullpen for Brookstone. Luke Vale warming up.
And standing in at the plate is Jake Griffin. Luke Vale, that may be why he was pinch hit for, so he could go warm up the pitch. So I'm sure he'll re-enter on the mound. There's a wild pitch. And the runner goes to third. Jake Griffin, the batter. And Dylan Johnson down at third. A double and over to third on a wild pitch with 2 outs. And now Brookstone has another run 90 feet away. And I think I'm guilty of calling Luke Veal again. I think I did that earlier in the season, and I do apologize. That's called not paying attention to the lineup card and writing it down wrong.
Yeah, we all do it, Mike.
Okay, so a bouncer to first base. 3 unassisted for Jake Griffin is the 3rd out of the inning. So nothing doing on the double by Dylan Johnson. for Brookstone in that fifth inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It is 5-0 Cougars. Warriors coming to the plate here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Back here at Russell County, bottom of the fifth inning, and Luke Vale will take over for Brookstone on the mound as Jake Lowry got the first 4 innings under his belt, and Luke Vale will take over. And Jake Lowry will take over at first base. They just swap positions there, and Vale re-enters the lineup after being pinch hit for by Dylan Johnson, and Johnson got a double in that pinch hit appearance. At the plate for Russell County is Grant Johnson. He fouls the first pitch over toward the concession stand. It's 0-1. Vale comes over the top. Right-hander. Long, lean player. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
You know, Luke Vale on the season, 2-1 with a 2.67 ER earned run average, 6th appearance on the season.
So it is 2-1 now. That pitch was just a little bit high, I believe. And the 2-1 pitch on the corner outside. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, curveball. They asked, did he go? He did not. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now, or is it 2-2? 3-2. 3-2 is your count. The payoff, up high, ball 4. And so the leadoff hitter is aboard for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring to the plate Victor Hernandez. Hernandez grounded to short his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning. And that broke a string of 11 straight hitters that had been retired by Brookstone pitching before. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. They did have a walk, so that broke a string of 6 straight hitters that had been retired. I skipped over one in my scorebook there. That was ripped through the hole on the right side. And Hernandez has a single. And that is the first hit of the ball game for Russell County. Runners at first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, Mike, that broke up a no-hitter, and we didn't say anything to jinx him.
Absolutely. Hunter Phillips on now to try to keep this inning alive. First two hitters have reached, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Brookstone leads at 5-0. The pitch shows bunt, pulls it back, ball one. See if they continue, maybe play a little small ball here. Get those runners in scoring position. Pulls it back. Two balls, no strikes. Russell County trying to mount. This is really probably their most serious threat. They did have runners at first and second, however, back in the first inning.
Yes.
And then one of those was picked off. And Jake Lowry pitched out of it. Here's a fly ball in the infield. Third base side. The pitcher is going to call for it. And
he says he's got it.
Well, you know, the kind of the rule of thumb is the infielder calls the pitcher off. And that time the infielder allowed the pitcher to call him off.
Well, why did they call the infield fly rule?
They did.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. And Harley Schaffner at the plate, the number 9 hitter in the order for Russell County. And he pops that bunt attempt up back into the screen. Schaffner grounded to third back in the third inning. And if I remember correctly, it was the really nice barehanded play by Nick Hatchell.
Oh, yeah.
On the bouncer to third. The pitch. Bunts that one straight back to the mound. And Vail throws it away. It gets over first base, so one run is going to come home, and there's going to be runners at second and third. He kind of nonchalantly tossed that one, and coaches will tell you, go ahead and throw the ball. Don't try to just lob it. And he lobbed it over the head of his first baseman. And a run is aboard for Russell County, and two more are in scoring position. That's second and third on the error. And that brings up Van Richards. As you said, Richard, back in the first inning, the offensive leader for Russell
just about
County.
every category. 5 home runs this year.
Pops this one out behind second base. Brendan Neal's going to call everybody off.
Yeah,
and he's going to get it in quickly.
Ain't nobody tagging on him. He has got a can. I'm talking about a 5-tool player, Brendan Neal. And he can also pitch. Would that be a 6-tool player? I mean,
well, arm is one of them, so we'll just keep it at 5.
In the days of Shohei Ohtani, I mean, now I think more and more kids growing up they want to do it all. They want to be the top pitcher, top hitter. I think that Shohei Ohtani has really paved the way for some baseball players to try to accomplish that.
E.J. Richards at the plate. Be a little honest here. I believe Van Richards just missed that pitch. He just got too much of the bottom of the baseball and popped it straight up. And so now with 2 outs and runners at second and third, and there's a fly ball, shallow right field. Right fielder coming on, and he gets it, and that'll do it and end it here in the 5th inning. A run across for Russell County on 1 hit with 1 error and 2 runners left on base. And after 5 complete innings, it is Brookstone 5, Russell County 1. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Five 5-1 Brookstone. We go to the top of the sixth inning. Mitchum Kelly will lead it off for the Cougars. Zane Wynn still on the mound. And Danny Danielson
trying to figure out what's going on.
And he's going to come speak to the umpire. I don't know if he's needing to make a substitution or what, or he's going to report some substitutions. I'm not sure which. Do we have a new left fielder, maybe?
I don't know. We see Coach Mathis over there coaching third. 2-time state champion of the GIAA. And fun fact, Mike, won a state championship with Kendrick in 1977. Did you know that?
I did not know
I didn't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Played Sally Little League with DJ Jones.
So
he went on to play at Carver.
Little defensive change here for Russell County. The DH, Victor Hernandez, is going to come into the order and play third base, and Grant Johnson is going to come out. And that was what the change was about, the meeting. And that one lined by Mitchum Kelly into center field, and he's reached base all 3 times today for Brookstone.
That's a good
Two
problem
walks
to
and
have.
a single.
To your number 9 hitter to reach base all 3 times?
Well, he scored both times previous to this one. And he has a couple of stolen bases. And he gets a nice lead right away. Close play over at first. He gets back on his belly. Gray Jones is the leadoff hitter, number 1 man in the order. Kelly off with the pitch, throw down, and he is going to be in there with another stolen base, his 3rd of the day.
Man, if he's not, he might be challenging Brendan Neal for the team lead in stolen bases after today.
Pitch was a ball.
Trying to say how
It
many.
was a pretty good throw down to second base, a little bit short, and on this turf it kind of skips a little bit.
Trying to think, what does that put him at on the season?
The 1-0 pitch, down low, ball 2.
Yeah, that gives him 6 on the season if he's got 3 in
1
this
and 1,
game.
excuse me, one ball, 1 strike.
Just 3 away from Brendan Neal.
The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, second base, flags it down, throws, gets him, but Mitchum Kelly goes over to third base on the ground out. So he moves the runner, gets him 90 feet away with 1 out, and that brings up Brendan Neal. Neal on the day is 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a single, and a couple of RBIs, adding to his help the on-base percentage.
Yeah, he's been on base every time.
And there's a high fly ball, deep left field. That one's carrying back to the warning track, and it is gone. Pop fly home run.
Man, I'm telling you, Mike, when I said his power numbers were down this year, I think he might have heard me. And he said, are you sure about that? What a shot by Brendan Neal.
There was some doubt as if it had legs enough to get out of here, and it just kept carrying just enough. Probably got out of here by 4 or 5 feet. The left fielder took a jump at it at the wall.
And, Mike, that's his first home run of the season.
That makes it 7-1, Brookstone. And getting hit by the pitch right there is Luke Lowry. And he'll go down to first base. So Lowry has been on base 4 straight times now. He has 2 singles, a walk, and has now been hit by a pitch. And it brings up Jake Lowry. One away, we're in the top of the 6th inning. That one just off the plate outside, maybe a little bit elevated from Wynn. The 1-0, fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Don't forget, next week, Tuesday, we will have that game, Russell County versus Pike Road. Pike Road ranked 11th in 6A. Russell County ranked 26th. They try to gain ground as only 2 teams in the region will make the playoffs. They got Pike Road and Rehoboth both ranked. Both have outstanding records on the season.
Pike Road's head coach, the son of a good friend of mine from college, Richie Brooks, who's the head baseball coach at Benjamin Russell over in Alex City.
Oh, yeah, you got those East Alabama ties.
There's a bouncing ball out to shortstop. He drops it on the exchange. He made the play, and as he went to toss to second base, he just lost the grip on the baseball. Might have been a double play there, but it's going to go down as a fielder's choice for Harrison Baker. And so Harrison Baker is at the plate now. That was Jake Lowry. Going to go down as a fielder's choice for Jake Lowry. I looked one batter ahead. He's down at first, and out at second on the E6 is Luke Lowry. So the Lowry boys aboard with 1 out, and Harrison Baker at the plate. Time called at the plate by Baker. A little bit of tough luck there on that.
A little bit.
What could have been a double play ground ball, but definitely would have got the lead runner. And shortstop, quick hands, Connor Cox, they were just a little bit too quick right there. And he lost the ball on the toss. That's a bad feeling when you know you've made a play and you go to make probably what's the simplest part of the play and lose the grip on the baseball. Now we're back in. The 0-1 pitch to Baker. Fly ball, shallow left field. Shortstop is going to get it. Cox is going to get under that one. And make the play. That'll give us 2 outs here in the 6th. And Nick Hatchell will come up. Hatchell, so far today, is 0 for 2 and reached on a hit by pitch back in the third inning. He has struck out and flied to center field, and that one gets all the way to the backstop. The runners will move up a base on the wild pitch. And Hatchell a chance, if he can get one in a gap here, he can extend this lead. 7-1, the Cougars lead. Lays off the high pitch. The 2-0. Bouncing ball out towards short. Fielded. A strong throw across and a good pick at first base. What a nice pick over there to complete a good play as Hatchell is retired on the 6-3 putout. And shortstop Connor Cox made a nice play in the hole and got up and made a strong throw, skipped it over there, and the first baseman Carswell with the pick. And that'll end the inning in the top of the 6th. With 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Brennan Neal. On 2 hits, there was an error, and there were 2 runners left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today.
I'm bringing my other half.
I'm bringing the pep talk.
Come on.
I'm clearing my head.
And I'm clearing 300.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Join today for just $1 down. Deal ends March 29th.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th, and on to pitch for Brookstone is Brennan Neal. Got some defensive changes. I believe it might be Hudson Kuhn that's in right field now, but Luke Vale has moved to second base. Mitchum Kelly's moved over to shortstop, and Brennan Neal has come to the mound. And that's the infield lineup, and really the only difference is that right fielder. And it's either Hudson Kuhn or Kite Wilson. I believe it is Hudson Kuhn.
Yeah. Is Hudson Kuhn related to Bryce Kuhn?
He is not. He is the son of Brian Kuhn, who played high school baseball at Hardaway and then played for Columbus State. And saw his dad when I went down to get the lineups earlier, talked to him for just a second. Swing and a miss at the curveball, 0-2 quickly to Connor Cox. Neal getting some innings in here. Breaking pitch down in the dirt.
And guess what his earned run average is, Mike? Brendan Neal.
I'm going to say probably, is it less than 1?
Oh, yeah, it's less than 1. 0.00.
Wow, he is not allowed an earned run. And that one was just off the plate outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He wanted that one. The pitch. Down low again, ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's all over the zone, just missed on a couple of pitches. The 3-2. Breaking pitch inside corner, strike 3 called. Fooled him on a 3-2 pitch, and he went to the breaking ball. That's a little bit of confidence. Got it over the inside corner. That brings up Carswell. And there's ball 1 outside on the breaking pitch. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Excuse me, 1-1. Fouled straight back into the screen. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A little bit about Brendan Neal. You know, his dad, Antarius Neal, played for Auburn. I don't know if you knew that, Mike.
I did, yep.
Played on that undefeated.
And there's strike 3 called again.
That 2004 team that went undefeated.
Yep, great athlete. And he's got a couple of sons. His younger son, Cam, also a good athlete. I think he is a freshman this year. On the inside corner, off the inside corner, excuse me. Looked pretty good from our vantage point.
Yeah, it did. And we're up in the press box.
That one popped straight up in the infield. Neal calling for it. He's still in the dirt of the mound and he still had 1 foot on the dirt and 1 in the turf. And quickly, he dispatches the Warrior hitters in the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 7th. It's 7-1 Brookstone. We'll be back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. back here at Russell County. Defensive changes for Russell County. The main one is that Carson Carswell is now on the mound for the 7th inning. But moving from right field to third base is E.J. Richards. Moving from third base out to right field is Hernandez. And there's a drive off the bat and tracked down out in left field. That was Van Richards, who made a nice play out there on a hard hit ball by Luke Vale. One away here in the 7th. Jake Griffin comes to the plate. Griffin is 1 for 3 with a run scored today. That one popped up over third, and making a great play, the shortstop, Connor Cox, tracks that one down. He was really the only guy who had a chance at that one. Left fielder wasn't going to get to it. The third baseman was trying, but he wasn't going to get there. And Cox came out of nowhere. And I'm putting a star by that one in my scorebook, Richard.
Oh, yeah.
On some clips to send for some highlight plays this week.
Yeah, and trying to get the actual catch, but our camera people down the third and first base line trying to do the best they can. They almost got it. It was just tough area in foul territory to try to get that view.
The ball up and away to Mitchum Kelly. Kelly has been on base all 3 times. He has 2 walks and a single. He has scored 3 times, and he has 3 stolen bases in the contest. The 1-0 pitch from Carswell. Bouncing ball down to third base. The throw across, and Mitchum Kelly's going to reach again on the error, as that one took a pretty bad hop. I don't know if it hit the seam of the turf over there or what, but it came up on Cam Brewer, and he basically had to play defense and knock it down, I think, to keep him from hitting in the teeth. So, at any rate, Mitchum Kelly on base for the 4th straight time today on the error. And that'll bring up Gray Jones. Jones is 0 for 4. Looks at ball 1 up and away.
Oh, Mitchum Kelly, he could steal here. He wants to go for his 4th stolen base. Oh, that was a close play.
Good move over by Carswell there as he caught Kelly taking his lead.
He was leaning towards stealing.
And he's off with the pitch, and that one's fouled down the right side out of play.
Hit run in play there, Mike. But I just think that Mitchum Kelly, he's got 6 stolen bases on the season. Brendan Neal's the team lead with 9. I think he's trying to go for that lead.
The 0-1 pitch to Jones. Off again with the pitch, and he's going to steal that one. Got a big jump, and it was a breaking ball, so they didn't even make an attempt to throw him out. And he's down at second base now with 2 outs. The pitch outside in the dirt. Kelly's going to try for third. The throw, and he is in there.
That's another stolen base.
That's going to be a
wild
pitch.
It is? They don't count that as a steal?
That is not a steal.
Man.
That ball was in the dirt. He didn't leave until the pitch was thrown.
Okay.
Or the pitch was fielded, and he read that off the catcher's mitt. So that'll go down as a wild pitch.
But the bottom line is he's got 4 stolen bases in this game.
Yes, he does. Now, did he come into the game with 6?
He came in with 6.
That gives him 10 now. And now he's going to score on another wild pitch, and it's 8-1. So a big day for Mitchum Kelly in that 9-hole. He's been on base 4 times. He's stolen 4 bases, and he scored 4 runs of the 8 for Brookstone.
I tell you, if we were playing,
that's good production out of the 9-hole in your order.
If we were playing fantasy baseball, he'd be on my fantasy baseball team, and he'd be giving me a lot of points.
The 3-2 pitch about to be on its way to Gray Jones. He fouls that one out of play down the left side. Our scoreboard just works kind of when it wants to. And there's a fly ball. That one's going to get out of play down the left side. There's a short or something in the cord.
I believe
and it'll go out and come back on and go out and come back on. So glad it's not getting paid to do this. Bouncing ball foul down the left side.
Yeah, Mike, we've had a lot of fun here. This is just an absolutely fantastic ballpark. I always enjoy coming here to Russell County, and
yeah, it's a beautiful facility down here. They have, they've got a great football field, they've got a great gym, they've got a great softball and baseball field. And let's see, they're building an indoor facility over there, and that's going to be hit in the gap by Gray Jones. It's going to get through. And he's rounding second now, and he's going to hit for third. The throw comes into second. They're going to relay it to third base, but he's going to be in there with a triple. His first hit of the day comes in the 7th inning. And here's a courtesy runner for the catcher, Gray Jones. Let's see, that is number 20. And that is Fisher Ogle. And Brennan Neal back at the plate. He homered his last at bat. Neal on the day is 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, a single and a homer, and a walk mixed in there after he struck out looking on a beautiful curveball in the first inning. The 0-1. Strike 2 on another good breaking pitch.
Now Brendan Neal's going to have to protect. I'm sure his batting average is pretty high with runners in scoring position. They are in this game. He's had runners in scoring position. He has given those opportunities, been on base every time he's been up.
That one outside, low and away, way off the plate outside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. We're in the top of the 7th. It is now 8-1 Brookstone. They have a runner at third for Brendan Neal. He's battling to try to stay alive in this at bat at 1-2. Carswell the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. And it's driven out to center field. That's going to get down and get to the wall. Neal rounds first. He is rounding second, and he's going to test the arm. And here's the throw, and he's going to be out. And that is but it is a double and an RBI. And he is out 8-6-5. That's going to make it 9-1. And a nice relay in there to get Brendan Neal at third. Ends the inning. But that gives him 5 RBIs on the day. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it is 9-1 Brookstone. As we head to the bottom of the inning, we'll be back in a moment for that bottom of the 7th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Back here at Russell County, bottom of the 7th inning, Brendan Neal, a big day at the plate. 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs, a home run, and a double. And he will face Victor Hernandez leading off here in Okay, now I got to figure this out. It's a swing and a miss on a check swing. Strike 3 called on Victor Hernandez. 1 away.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Great pitch in there by Brendan Neal. That's why he's got closer stuff. I think he's going to probably be a closer when it's all said and done.
Ball put in play, fielded at second base, throws him out. And Hunter Phillips is retired on 1 pitch here in the 7th. This is not a save situation by any means for
because he got an 8-run lead.
Big lead. But he is coming in and doing what you're supposed to do as a relief pitcher, and that is get outs. Swing and a miss, and that is Harley Schaffner at the plate. Schaffner reached base on an error back in the 5th inning and grounded out in the 3rd. It's 0-2. Neal looking to end it right here. And can't do it as he bounces that breaking pitch up there. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Working quickly. Strike 3 called outside corner. And that is your ball game. So we're going to take a quick break on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll come back and tell you about the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes.
Back here at Russell County, the 2 teams shaking hands as they leave the field here. Good show of sportsmanship. 2 coaches, a lot of respect for each other in this program, these 2 programs. And Brookstone has taken the 9-1 win today behind a big outing from Brendan Neal and a big day also from Mitchum Kelly. And they moved to 11-3 on the season. And how many wins in a row, Richard? 7?
That would be seven.
Straight wins.
Wins in a row for the Brookstone Cougars.
7 straight wins for the Cougars. And that brings us to our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. And, it was a close race, Richard. It was neck and neck.
It was close.
Until Brendan Neal got the double there in the 7th inning and got his 5th RBI of the game. So he edged out Mitchum Kelly for Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. Plus, he came in and he had
2 innings of relief.
4 strikeouts in 2 innings and retired all 6 hitters that he faced. And so a big day from Brendan Neal. He's our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. But honorable mention definitely goes to Mitchum Kelly as he had a big day. Reached base all 4 times, 4 stolen bases, 4 runs scored. And just a nice day from those 2 guys in the Brookstone order.
And,
good day for pitchers from Brookstone as well.
Yeah, and time of ball game 2 hours 3 minutes. That not a bad time for a ball game.
Not at all.
To have a 2-hour ball game.
Considering, Richard, that you and I have had some.
I've called a 5-hour ball game before, Mike.
I had a 3.5-hour game earlier this year at Calvary, and then I had a 10-inning game that went about 3 hours at Columbus High. And then we had the long doubleheader last Friday night over at Smith Station. So we've had some long ones, but this is a breath of fresh air. 2-hour game.
Now we can go watch the Braves.
Well played and go get home in time to see the Braves.
Yeah.
Or at least most of it anyway.
This is great.
So for Richard Holdridge, I'm Mike Peacock, and we've been pleased to bring you this here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Remember, please, folks, frequent our sponsors. Tell them thank you for what they do for us and allowing us to bring you high school sports in the Chattahoochee Valley area. And we will see you very soon again here on